Hi there, and welcome to this first lesson covering file management in our Business Information Management class. The lesson today is called F4.1 Assignment Management and setting up a file directory in Finder for your BIM class. So, first of all, we want to understand that assignments in this class contain a variety of different kinds of applications: Word, Excel, PowerPoint. We also may have documents from the typing part of our class, and then this part, which would also be under the intro to BIM. So we need to have a way to keep our files organized so that we can find them quickly and easily. The focus of this lesson, we will specifically look at creating a file directory and capturing a screenshot. So first of all, I'm going to come into Google Classroom and I will find the class that I have, and I'm going to look up in classwork and see my intro assignments. And the one that we're working on today is 4.1. And you will see that you have your instructions attached to that assignment. So I would encourage you to just pull that up and have it nearby as we're going through the directions for this. Now, unfortunately, sometimes the review part of this or the preview on Google Classroom will set some of our words and graphics on top of each other. If you have too much trouble with that, I do have a hard copy that you can have, but for the most part, we need to try and use these off of the online resource that we have. So our first question is, what is Finder? Finder is the default file manager used on all Macintosh operating systems. It is responsible for the launching of applications and the overall user management of files, drives, and network volumes. Okay, but what does that mean really? This little two-faced guy right here is always down in this lower left corner if your dock is running along the bottom. If your dock runs on one of the sides, it will most likely be close to the top. So when I want to open Finder, I just click on him. And this is the list of files and folders. Right now I have it on Recent. I'm going to go ahead and click on Documents in this sidebar right here. This sidebar holds many different options, but most of the time our attention is put to the favorites that we use the most. And we can take folders in and out of this. We can take files in and out of this without hurting the ones that are actually there. So the first thing we want to do, you'll see in your directions, number 1A, locate the folder called Documents and highlight it. So Documents is right here. I've clicked on it to highlight it. Then our directions say press Shift and Command and N to create a new folder in that Documents folder. So when I click on that Documents, then I can hit Shift Command N, and you see a new folder pops up here. Now if I type on it right away, you see that it will type right over the top. And this first one, if you're reading your directions, number 1A, it says, make this one say BIM Intro. All right, and it automatically should alphabetize all these. Now I have a lot more folders, you may not have as many. So if I say Shift Command N now, it will actually put the folder inside BIM Intro, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to come back and click on Documents again. Now, if you're wondering why your Finder may not look the same as mine. Let's cover why, or a couple different ways to view the files and folders in Finder. A lot of times the default, it has to do with these 4 icons here. The default is this one, and it basically puts all your files and folders in icon appearance. They're still in alphabetical order, but if you have a lot of them, they may be more difficult to find. The second one over lists everything in a list. So it has folders and then it has actual files. Some are out, but if I click on one of these arrows, you see there's a drop-down menu of everything that's in that file folder. And if I click here, you'll see there's a list of everything that's in that file. So that's another way to look at it. This last one here shows the icons in a list, and it kind of lets you preview or at least see what's in that folder. My personal preference is this third one. It looks like 3 window panes, and all that means is I can at a glance look and see what's in a folder, and it's going to bump it into this column. Now if I'm looking at, say, freshman here, I have files and I also have folders in this folder. And if I click on this one, I know all of these in this column are in this folder. And then everything in this column is in this folder. So for my mind, that makes sense. If you want to match your Finder to mine to make it easier to follow along, I would just click on that third icon, and that might make it a little bit easier on yourself. In the meantime, we are at instruction number 1B, and that means that we need to be clicked on Documents right here. And what we'll do then is hit Shift-Command-N because we're wanting to make another new folder, and this one is going to be called BIM Excel. I'm going to say BIM Excel. And you see, because we're naming it BIM, they're grouping it together because it is alphabetical. All right, and once again, I want to make sure I click on that Documents before I hit Shift-Command-N. This brings us to the second page. And the third folder we're going to create is BIM PowerPoint. All right. And then I can hit Enter. And then I'll come back and click on Documents again and hit Shift-Command-N. Now what happens if I get away from this and that folder is just left there saying Untitled Folder? What you can do is click once on it and wait for it, and you should be able to rename it. You can also, with your trackpad, once you've selected a folder that you want to name or rename, you can 2-finger touch your trackpad, and this quick menu will come up, and you can click on Rename, and that will also let you rename your folder. And in this case, we're going to be naming this one BIM Typing. Now hit Enter. So now I have 4 out of the 5. I'm going to click back here to Documents and have Shift-Command-N. And this last one will be named BIM Word. Okay, so now I have these 5 folders put together. And what I need you to do now is to move just the BIM Word folder. Not any of these, but just the BIM Word folder. So I'm going to highlight it by clicking on it, and then I'm going to click and drag it over here to the Favorites bar and drop it. So now, when I am looking for something, I can I don't have to click on Documents and then go into the folder there. If I'm coming from somewhere else, I can just click on BIM Word and it will take me to the inside of that drawer, as it were, the inside of that folder. Now, when I click on it here, you see there's nothing in that folder, and that's why it's coming up blank here. So we're going to work at putting something in there on our next lesson. But for right now, what I'd like you to do is return to the documents. You have BIM Word there in the favorites. I just wanted to point out too that if I click on BIM Word here and I two-finger tap my trackpad and I say remove from the sidebar, it will take that folder out, but it does not delete it. You see when I go in documents, it still exists. So, and all its contents. So I'm just going to bring this back out. I'm going to say BIM Word. And now that we have all those things, we need a way that I can see this on your computer. So we're going to do a screenshot. And instruction number 3 over here, once we scroll down, says take a screenshot of the directory system you created. Be sure that the folders you created are showing. So we're going to need to include these and BIM Word over here under the favorites. With the folder directory displaying on the screen, you can press Shift plus Command plus 4, and this will automatically send the screenshot in a JPEG to your computer desktop. So let's try that. I'm going to go Shift Command 4, and you see my cursor turns into a hashtag. Now I can bring that up to the northwest corner of where I want to take a picture. I click and drag, don't let up from the trackpad until I know I have included everything I want to show in Google Classroom. So you see in this selected area, I have those 5 folders showing. And then I'm also bringing it down here so you can see the BIM Word. And then wherever I release it, that creates a screenshot. And it is sent to your desktop. So you can either find it on your desktop either by searching for it there, or you can click on desktop here in the favorites, and you'll see there was a screenshot added. And I just know the last screenshot I took was this one. So now we need to move that screenshot, and our directions are telling us right here that we need to go to Finder and click and drag that screenshot image from the desktop folder and put it in the BIM intro folder. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to take that screenshot, just select it, and I am going to click and drag it and hold it briefly over documents without letting go, and then I'm going to pull it up here into the intro. And now you see when I click on this, there's something in there. I have another tutorial that shows you how to upload that to Google Classroom, but that is all you need to submit for this one. Right here, number 5 says attach that screenshot JPEG image to the corresponding Google Classroom assignment. So if I come over here and I pull up Google Classroom, and this one I believe that I'm borrowing a seat in the first period. So I will come up here and I will click on classwork, and these assignments right here, it's a longer list when you come down the middle, but right here you have the topics, and if you click on typing, you know that it'll bring you right there to the link that goes to typing.com. If I click on intro assignment, it's going to pull up the last assignment that was given. So what you need to do when you're getting ready to turn in a document is you will need to view or open your assignment. And then either at the bottom or over on the side, it will have the option to create or add, and that is the button that you want to click on. The next button you want to click on is upload. Do not be distracted by all the Google Classroom and Google Drives that are there. Go for upload and then file. And when you do that, it will open up something that looks very similar to Finder, and that will be extremely easy for you then to be able to say, okay, it was in Documents, but then it was in the BIM intro, and now I know exactly where it is, and it gives you a little preview as well. So the reason why that's important is when you go in, you're going to say create and add, and then you will say, I want to upload. And from there, it will say you can either browse or drag and drop. And if you browse, it will bring this up. You can find your screenshot. You'll say open, and then it will automatically load as an attachment to this particular assignment. And then all you would need to do is press the turn in button and you would be done. So try this and finish this assignment up. It's very important that we learn how to do this properly so that it's consistent and we can find things quickly and easily. If you have any questions, please email me or talk to me in class, and I will be glad to help you any which way I can. Thank you for listening.